I'm going to be upfront. I'm actually really glad to see the numbers for Deepwoken rising up once again. If you take a look at the data over the past few weeks, we can see that Deepwoken has slowly, every weekend, been getting a good amount of players. And I think the new additional Blue Lightning plus Battle Royale just goes to show that there are a lot of people still willing to play this game. And so I'm actually pretty excited to see where Deepwoken can possibly lead to in the future. It has such a big potential for the amount of players that can join the game in future that we could potentially be seeing. I'm not even joking when I say this. If they ever drop something like a new Luminant, a new layer, or even I think even something like the Void Sea Tower, Void Sea Expedition, we could really hit up like 60 to 100k players plus, like somewhere in between there. Because on release, bro, like on release of layer 2, there was like 60k players initially, right at the very peak, and then it kind of over time for the next month literally was like at 30 to 40k players. Some of you guys may be asking me though, Agamatsu, didn't you say Deepwoken was dry several times and there was nothing to do? Well, yes, I do think that there's still nothing to do for the people who played a lot. I actually think that a lot of newer players have been coming in, and actually this is due to Battle Royale. I think a lot of new players or people who didn't really play as much more casually, came back towards the game and they saw that, yo, there's actually like a couple new bells. Like they might have missed out on like a good couple weeklies. Those weeklies, the thing is, if you take all the weeklies we've had in like the past 6 months and put it all together in one update, that is actually a pretty viable amount. There is actually a lot that you may miss out on if you haven't played the game for a couple months, which I think is really nice. So yeah, I think that basically explains why I think Deepwoken's really back on the come up already, even though there's no major update. Holotide is coming in the next few weeks, and maybe the game might even hit 20k players before we even have something like Conquest or World Events, which is really exciting to see. Something similar like this happened last year, where like every weekly update towards layer 2, the momentum and the hype was starting to build up, and then eventually we were averaging like 10 to 20k players before layer 2 came out, and then bam, once layer 2 came out, boom, a huge explosion in popularity, and a lot of new players came in with the layer 2 update. So I think that's also what's maybe happening here with like things like Holotide. We're probably gonna get more new players hearing about the game and more new people coming back to the game. I'm just really excited to see what happens, and yeah, that's about it. See ya.